Hi, John Dingwall here at Bloody Scotland. We've had a terrific weekend, and the man who has been acclaimed as the doyen of tartan noir, if you like, William McIlvanney. My pleasure to speak to you today.
No, it's good to be here.
It's terrific to have you here, and it's at a time when the Laidlaw books are now back in print, which is a great thing in itself.
That's been amazing. It's been a resurrection job. I thought I was dead in the water, and Canongate took the books, and well, it just transformed things.
You say you thought you were dead in the water. That's something that will surprise a great many people.
Well, it'd been all the books were out of print for a start, which is a good sign that things are not going well for you. Mm-hmm. And Jenny Brown became my agent, and I said, but there's nothing to agent. But then she approached Canongate, and they decided to republish the lot. So it seems to me really like, things have changed massively since then, because you're sitting with all your books here unpublished. You think, well, maybe it's over for me. Mm-hmm. So it was like as I say, a kind of resurrection, just having them all published again.
Having the books in print, has that inspired you to resurrect Laidlaw in terms of a new tale?
Well, I would say it has, except I wouldn't expect anybody to hold their breath. I'm notorious for taking my own time to do things. So I would say I have an idea for a Laidlaw prequel. Mm-hmm. And if it works, I'll offer it to a publisher. If it doesn't, I'll just keep it in a drawer. So I'm hopeful that I will get another book out of it.
So it would be a prequel, as opposed to perhaps
well, there's two ideas. One's a prequel and one's a sequel, but I thought I would try the prequel first. And if that works, there might be a, sunset for Laidlaw, after that.
For those new generation of readers who maybe aren't fully aware of Laidlaw, Laidlaw was credited with being the character who inspired Taggart, the original Taggart.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's legally difficult to talk about. I know that the man who made Taggart, who produced Taggart, before he joined STV as producer of drama, head of drama, he was an independent producer, and he took me out to lunch several times and wanted to make Laidlaw, loved the book. And then when he became head of drama, suddenly this character Taggart appears. And there were so many, shall we say, perhaps accidental similarities. I mean, Laidlaw was the name of a car firm at that time in Scotland, and so was Taggart. It's like somebody said to me, they've just changed the firm. And I was advised to see a lawyer, but I saw a lawyer and he said, well, take 2 years to come to court, you won't sleep much, you won't do anything else in the interim, and if you lose, you'll owe them £500,000. And he said, it's also very difficult to prove theft of an idea. Mm-hmm. So he said, I would advise you to leave it, and I did. Mm-hmm.
Now we're here at Bloody Scotland, and it's been a great kind of weekend of largely crime fiction authors talking about the craft. Among them some really big names, obviously yourself, Joan Esbo, Val McDermott and Lee Child, but also some new blood as well. Have you found yourself excited by the likes of Malcolm Mackay, who won the award last night for the Crime Book of the Year?
Yeah, well, I haven't read, I met Malcolm after it. I think that's terrific. It's a terrific thing to have, because it encourages people who are just starting out to write more. And there have been so many others, like Gordon Ferris, who comes from Kilmarnock, where I come from, and I like his stuff. And to me, it kind of took me by surprise that people said I was the sort of beginner of it. I hadn't realised that. When I came last year, it was terrific. It kind of changed my sense of myself. There were so many people saying I was partly responsible for the emergence of tartan noir, and I'd never thought of that. It was a great wee bonus to get.
Now, having read the Laidlaw books, one of the things I absolutely love about the Laidlaw books is, and it sounds like an obvious thing to say, is the writing. I mean, what you appeared to do was to write both a commercial and a literary crime novel. Would you agree with that?
Well, that's great if it did. I mean, I've always thought, the reason for writing a crime novel was, first I had a character, and I thought he's got to be a policeman. And I've always thought that crime fiction could fight as a middleweight at least, and it tended to fight as a flyweight. So when I came to it, I wasn't, I didn't feel I'm going down market or anything. I just thought I'm using a form which, it seems to me, could carry more significance than it tends to, and I wanted to try that. And I think the crime fiction we see now has a lot of sociological significance. It's not just, you know, who killed the person. Along with that, you get a sense of the society you live in. And if I've in any way ever minimally contributed to that, I'm very happy.
Could a Laidlaw exist in the modern age of policing?
Of course it could, but I mean, things are so different. Even in the time, Laidlaw came out in 77, and it was about the 70s. Since that time, the changes are astonishing in our society. I did an audio version of the book, which meant I had to read it sentence by sentence. And as I did it, I thought, hey, this is a historical novel now. You know, I mean, simple things like they go on a bus and there's a conductor there. You wouldn't find that now. They go in a pub and they smoke. You couldn't do that now. And bigger things like the internet, which have transformed police work. I mean, Laidlaw would be lost now. So I thought, felt kind of sad at first. I thought, it's really a historical novel. But then I thought, if a novel's any good, it will transcend the limitations of its own time and say something about us, even although the machinery of society may be different now.
William McIlvanney, thank you so much for your
Pleasure.
time today.
Pleasure.
And I'm sure we're all looking forward, however long it takes, to seeing
That's
a new
great.
Laidlaw
Just
back
don't
in
hold your
action.
breath, John, that's all. Just don't hold your breath.
Okay, thank you.